Hey everybody, welcome to the Adventure Archive. It's time for some more Dragonbane, and let me fix my overlay here. Sam Dark is here as always. Welcome, man. Thanks for joining us live. And if you're watching live, you should totally like the video. And if you're watching in the future, totally like it too, because that helps us out a lot. What else? What else? Thank you, Patrick, as always, for the Foundry system. Thank you, Andreas, for the official Dragonbane soundtrack, and Noel for the one we're listening to actually right now, which is not the Kiss of the Spider God, but it's actually his Dungeon soundtrack, which is really, really damn cool. So, before we begin, brief recap here. Finally, the party made it all the way to this this temple that is allegedly wreathed in flame. They haven't seen much purple flame yet outside of the forest, but they made it there, started investigating outside, discovered that the briar patch that is entangling the wall came to life and was giving Bramble ha 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 Bramble the irony there, and Gideon a little bit of run for their money in combat, but they eventually escaped, headed back toward the entrance, entering the vestibule, where they are now, along with Sariel. I'm guessing, I think Gideon, yeah, you made your way back. So he's making his way back. But Donovan, however, he pressed on. Don't tell me why, but he pressed on to this massive chamber north of the vestibule. And that's where we're going to start. So I'm going to start with Donovan because I forgot to do something last time. Donovan, as you're kind of shuffling your way into this massive chamber with a dome ceiling, roll me a spot hidden, please.
Oh man. All right. Skills, spot hidden.
Oh man, look at that! I gotta know, what is your spot hidden? Because that is a 4.
14.
Okay, shit. You have a really good spot hidden, actually. I guess I should have known, because intelligence is kind of your game. So as you are shuffling your little, well, I guess big dwarven feet across the dusty floor, your toe catches on something, on one of these stone tiles, and you look down, and you see that it appears to be a false floor, or at least a false part of this floor.
Oh.
And you kick it just up enough, and it catches your toe, and it's almost like held there. So the toe of your boot touches it, picks it up just a tiny bit, and that's kind of where you're frozen at the moment. So
Okay.
you tell me what Donovan, how he responds to this.
Probably some kind of a switch or a trap. I should wait for the others.
You're just gonna stay there? Okay.
Am I or like, so right in front of where I'm at is where I noticed this?
Yeah,
or...
so like let's say right at this line right here. I mean, this is like basically battle map combat grid lines, but let's just say right in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of, you kick up on this tile, and it like creaks open like an inch. And it's just sitting there, kind of held by the toe of your boot. So it's not depressed. It's like it was like kind of sticking up or warped a little bit, and your toe caught it. And as you were pushing your weight forward, it pushed up a little bit from its resting position.
Yeah, I'll wait for the others to investigate that more.
Okay, speaking of the others, Sariel, Peabody, Bramble, and Gideon kind of, I'm guessing you dash into this vestibule with these hexagonal pillars that are rising to the ceiling, as well as the monstrous murals that are on the walls. You see in the distance, torch blazing, but frozen solid, it appears, Donovan, maybe like to the end of a passageway beyond. And he's just standing there. I guess maybe Donovan, or I'm guessing you're looking down or something. I don't know.
Gideon's gonna scream out, "Watch for traps!"
What was that?
boom. Then no, I'm just kidding. Then something happens. So yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
guys are free to turn whatever you guys want to do. It's no turn order.
Bramble recalls the voices that he heard outside whenever. I don't remember what it was. It was somebody said something, or
yeah. You saw, yeah, exactly. You saw. I think you heard something like, "Hurry, cat!" Like basically, it appeared to be somebody noticed your presence and was trying to get away.
yeah. Okay, so he might like touch Gideon's shoulder and he'll say like, "Hey, not so loud. We heard voices outside. Remember? Or I don't know if you heard it, but somebody might know we're here."
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And yeah, he'll come in too. Can move.
Okay, so you guys all come in. One of you guys has a torch because I know Donovan, or cast light. Did he cast light or something on something?
Um,
Purple light on the end of the torch.
Purple light, and that's on your torch, Serial.
I think so. Yeah.
yeah, and
Gotcha.
then I just
Mhm.
have my normal torch out.
Okay, so yeah, you guys all come in here, and by the light of the purple torch, you do see, like I said, just as a reminder, there is an open passageway, obviously leading northward with two doors that are ajar, two stone doors that are ajar, and then to the northwest is a completely open archway leading out into, and you can see this because of your torchlight reaching out. There appears to be more overgrown foliage. You do see some thorny briars out there as well, but it does appear that there is a path leading into this area. Perhaps it's a courtyard, something like that. You guys do know. I think it was Peabody who was trying to climb the wall.
Mhm.
So you surmise it's kind of leading to that direction.
So I think Peabody might look behind and go and push this door closed. So
Okay.
maybe from the outside, it might look as though nobody came in. I don't remember. The door was closed when we got here, right?
No, so
Oh.
the door was slightly ajar, so you can close the door if you'd like. They do
Okay.
close.
Looking around on the floor, is there anything maybe that it wasn't secure then, but is there a way to like kind of secure this door from the inside? Looking for like maybe a bar, or some
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
latch or
There's
something?
there's a. I'll just say there's a bar on the other side of the door, so you can secure it if you'd like.
Okay. I think that he will do that, and he will like kind
Okay.
of look around at the others and say, "So nobody follows us in."
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do in Foundry is right click on these to lock them. So they're gonna be locked for you guys, just as a reminder for myself in case you guys need to like dash out for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they,
So go ahead.
wooden doors?
Are which doors wooden?
The ones that we just barred.
The ones that you just barred are shit. What are they? Let me see. Okay, it's a stone gate.
Okay.
So I'll say,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, you can kind of, I guess, maybe see through it slightly. It doesn't say portcullis, so let's just say it's made of stone, some kind of stone gate that you guys closed.
Okay.
And barred.
Cool.
Yeah, and then Peabody will look at Bramble and say, "That way, if we find anybody in here, they are trapped in here with us, right? Right?" And Bramble will kind of like nod at him. Sure. Okay.
That reminds me of that Watchmen quote from Rorschach, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're
Yeah.
trapped in here with me. Yeah. Luckily, there's no fryer around with any hot grease to cause combat right now. Okay.
Ugh.
For anybody who saw the movie, that'll make sense. Okay, so yeah, you guys are in this vestibule. Again, I'll remind you that the walls now are lit with purple flame, but there are these murals all on every single wall of these demonic creatures that are destroying dragons. So these dragons are falling to their deaths, and these demons are just kind of, tearing their hides and eating their flesh. And seems to be a very pro-demon area you guys are in, let's say. Demon propaganda, maybe. But there's also a violet sun. So I mean, it's kind of hard. Everything's violet right now, but there is a depiction of a sun that is very apparent on these murals.
We should go see what Uncle Donovan is doing.
Yes, I'd like to stay away from those brambles as much as possible. Not you, Bramble, but the other brambles.
No, I get it. That's fine.
Okay, so you guys press onward, northward into this passage, and like I said, it's this massively spacious chamber with a dome ceiling. And in the very distance, you can kind of see the hints of an altar that are on top of this kind of strangely shaped dais. And the air is dry and dusty. But there are hints of light drifting down through the broken ceiling, perhaps moonlight, because it was pretty dark outside. And yeah, Donovan, you're just standing there. You guys all notice that his part of the stone tiles on the floor one of them is warped or kicked up right on the toe of his boot.
What did you find, Uncle?
Where? Well, first of all, where have you all been?
No, we were just looking. Just looking around. We didn't get in any trouble or anything.
All right. Well, you're good with stone. Look at what this is here. So it's peculiar. I'm not sure if it's a trap or if it's some kind of. I'm not sure.
I do have mask. No, he's a blacksmith. So not really stone.
Not a mason, but I mean, you can look.
Can I try to check it out?
Yeah, anybody can investigate. Yeah, for sure. So, Serial, I guess you get down close and you see it, and as you get closer to it, you catch a whiff of, for lack of a better word, death.
Mm.
So it smells like there's some musty. You've been in enough dungeons and barrows to know what the smell of old bodies smell like. And you smell that. But you also
I apologize for that.
It's kind of old, huh?
Yeah, Donovan is old and smelly and musty. But you also catch a whiff of something else, something coppery that is a little more fresh. But when you're looking down, so this is immediately what hits you is the smell.
Specifically down here.
What?
Specifically.
Yeah,
right
at his feet, and you look closer and you see it looks like a little crack, and you feel a bit of a draft coming from that crack underneath the tile.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's a trap, but it does seem like you are standing on some kind of secret passage, perhaps.
Yeah, so
Oh,
go ahead.
I want to immediately tap my staff down on it, kind of rough.
Okay, you're just gonna go boom, like that's pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you do that.
Well, wait.
The suspense.
First, I'll say
It slides back in place, perfectly hiding. The way is cut off for us.
I'll tell Serial to step back first. Then.
Well,
I
yeah,
will...
she's okay. So back like 5 feet or 10 feet.
Yeah, I won't take back my action, but I do want to. If lives are at risk, I want to reduce how many.
Okay, so you slam your staff down on the stone tile, and it tumbles into darkness and crashes down below. And there's wafting. You smell it. I guess she didn't tell you what it was, but you smell the same thing she smelled. This musty death smell, like old catacombs and crypts and stuff.
Is somebody barbecuing?
Oh, that's the smell of rot and death.
Oh,
Peabody
I've never
says-
tasted that before.
Oh yeah, that was Mr. Donovan. It wasn't me.
Donovan laughs in real time. He enjoys a good
Right?
joke.
I'm not joking.
Yeah, so you're kind of there teetering on the edge of this black pit right below you. And again, you hear this tile like crash into the ground below you. Can't quite see because it's pitch black down there. But once the dust settles, you do hear kind of shifting. You hear like a shuffle. You hear a kind of like an exhale, but multiple exhales coming from different areas, and you can sense movement down below.
Everyone stay clear of this hole.
And
No
I'll
problem.
put
We
a
should-
marker on there for you guys, just so you know.
What hole?
Whoops.
I think that I think Bramble will avoiding it, like sidles around it. We'll walk forward into the room
Yeah,
and kind
you
of
can,
like look around and see everything
Yeah.
else that's in here.
Okay, yeah, you move around. There is definitely a way for you guys to sidestep around this pit, but it is, it is generally toward the. Hang on, let me. Oh, I guess I don't need to do that. It appears to be intended for someone to, fall through into whatever is below. So yeah, you walk further inside, Bramble, and again, this is a massively domed ceiling. There is moonlight or eclipsed sunlight trickling in through that ceiling. There are 8 pillars that appear to be holding up what's left of this this ruined roof and walls. But to the north, actually, hang on. Before we talk about the north, to the west, you see something strange on the wall that seems somewhat out of place, and it looks to be a gong covered with dust and cobwebs right
Oh, man.
here. But northward, as you kind of, keep peering around, there's this strange dais that's almost like starfish shaped. So it's made of stone. It's rising from the ground. There's cracks in it. But right up here at the northernmost point, it looks to be an altar of some kind. And it's kind of it's dim back there, but it appears to be made of greenish black stone from what you can tell. And there's also, there's also a door here, a closed door. There's also a door up here to the west. But that's it. That's what you see.
I see a third door.
Where's the third door? Oh, yeah, there's a third door back here. Sorry. You're right. Glad we use maps.
Everybody be cautious. Nobody touch the gong.
Nobody
even
does the
once?
gong.
Not
Just
even
to make
once.
sure?
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's over there.
Yes.
Why do you think that he thinks that we should not? He kind of is whispering to Gideon. Why does he not want us to touch that?
I don't know. Maybe he thinks. Maybe he's talking about a different gong.
Oh, maybe
One we
not
can't
that
see.
one right there, right?
No, probably not that one. That one looks
could
too
p-
cool.
We can probably just go look at it.
Probably, yeah. Looking can't hurt.
Yes.
It's talking loud enough for Serial to hear.
Yeah, I mean, you have pretty good ears.
Yeah, they're pretty big. You guys are walking away from her.
Moving the token after the fact. I like it.
She's gonna keep her eye on you guys.
Okay. I think that Peabody is like kind of walking over there, but like almost like whistling, like I'm not doing nothing, but he's like his eyes
man.
are on Donovan.
I
It's
feel like
not-
we have the 3 Stooges here, but I think it's like Bramble, Peabody, and Gideon. That seems to be what's happening. Troublemakers.
No, Bramble is all about the room. He's not going to be over there with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm checking out what this altar is. Any any demonic or draconic writings on this altar?
Yeah,
anywhere?
so you move further up and examine this greenish black stone at the very kind of northernmost center of this altar. And it is rising up to about waist level. And you do notice it is decorated with some things. Very, very similar to the murals you witnessed in the vestibule are demons battling dragons under a violet sun. So this seems to be a thematic element so far.
They are pretty much sworn enemies. It's not unsurprising to see.
And are you viewing it from this distance, Donovan? So it's about, I don't know, 20 feet away or so, ish.
I'll get a little closer. I'm not paying attention to what the others are doing at all.
So as you get closer and your torch is blazing, why don't you roll me a spot hidden?
Oh, me? All right.
Hey, it's a 14. The odds are good.
Yeah.
Somehow I feel like it's not true anymore now that it won't be.
Well, let's see what happens. Yeah.
Oh,
look at that! You rolled the same, a 4.
Scared me.
Okay, so one thing you do notice is you start inspecting this altar more closely.
Mm-hmm.
You see that there are. It's very reminiscent of Bothild's Load when you saw the door with the items that you could press, but it's the suns here. So these suns appear to be able to be pushed.
Ooh. I found something with this altar. It has a mechanism about it.
Yeah, and you do
Bramble
notice.
will go over
go
to
ahead.
look also. He'll climb up.
Yeah.
and
Okay, so
walk
Bramble,
over.
you follow Donovan over, and you see the same thing. So you see these demons battling dragons. There's these violet suns looming above the violence. And you see that this thing is kind of diamond-shaped, this altar, and it's got 4 sides. And each side is depicting more or less similar things. They're not exactly the same battles, but there's always a violet sun there, and every one of these violet suns has sort of a like a line around it, like a crack around it, as if this sun was kind of mounted there. But it's very reminiscent, like I said, of Bothild's burial chamber with the symbols on the door.
Shariel, we have perhaps we found another statuette piece.
That's going to interest her, but quickly she's going to take one last look at these guys.
Yeah, so we can move on to Peabody. Go ahead.
Peabody smiles.
So
She's
Peabody
gonna,
and
like,
Gideon.
squint a little.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? You guys are walking over toward this brass gong hanging on the wall, dust covered.
we're looking at it.
Just looking at it? Okay.
We're looking at
Okay.
it.
Just looking.
Okay, there is a mallet, you notice now that you're closer with torchlight. There's a mallet on the side. It looks like this thing hasn't been used in some time because there's cobwebs attached to the mallet, which are attaching to the gong itself and all of the support structure around it.
Hey, look. It looks like I didn't see this mallet. He didn't say we should not touch this, right?
Do you think it goes to the gong? I mean, there's only one way to find out.
That's true. One, two, well,
Because, I mean, a mallet that doesn't go to a gong wouldn't make noise.
right. This is true. Gideon, do you want me to pick it up? I will.
mean, I don't not want you to.
He picks it up.
So you're picking up the mallet?
The mallet, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you take the mallet and you tear it away from the cobwebs. It's a wooden mallet. It's been weathered with time or from time, but it seems relatively ordinary outside of that.
Just looks like a regular old thing. Nothing special. But
Maybe
this,
maybe it's magical once you hit the gong.
what? You think it what? You think it is?
I mean, look at where we are. I'd hope so.
Peabody will reach out his hand and just like touch the gong very gently just to see what it feels like.
Okay, yeah, you touch it. It's clearly made of metal. It's very cold. It does give, it does give under, if you press it a little bit, like you can see it swinging back, but it's...
Does it wipe dust from it whenever you touch it?
Yeah. If you kind of draw your hand down it, dust will come off, yeah. And it's a shiny, like obviously hand forged, not machined, gong, yeah. There's no symbols on it or anything. It's unadorned, very plain.
I bet it sounds really great whenever you hit it with this thing. I bet it sounds so loud. Wait. Bramble said we should not make a lot of noise.
True, but if we make just one single noise.
All right, I will think about this. He's gonna sit down on the ground and kind of look at the mallet and just look back and forth at it and just is like making a decision.
Okay. So it looks like Sariel, you took off toward the altar then, so you didn't really pay attention to Gideon.
Well, I was eyeing them and kind of. I want her to actually, before she leaves, I want her to say, "Don't touch that." But I don't think that's gonna do anything with these guys.
That's right.
Say who she was talking to.
She wasn't specific. She just kind of looked at the gong and said, "Don't touch that." And then
He looks over his shoulder. Was he talking to us?
I think I saw a mouse behind us. She can talk to animals.
Let's go with that.
Any excuse. Bramble, Sheriel, look at these shuns on the altar.
They look like they're like on there. They're like embedded. Like, I wonder if they can be removed, or if there's something we need to do to it.
I think these might be like buttons.
Oh, and there's 4 of them. He will look around the corner of this one just to see if it's the one that's there also.
Yeah, all of these suns seem to be like I said, embedded in there. You can see a distinct outline around them in the stonework. But yeah, there's 4 on every side. One on every side.
If they're buttons, maybe they have to be pushed at the same time.
Yes, much like in Bothel's tomb, crypt, place of rest. I'll go get one of the boys.
Have we checked out this wall here?
The
That's a
northern
good
wall?
point.
Before we go pressing things, maybe we look around the room a little for clue.
All right, I'll leave you and Bramble to that, and I'll go retrieve Peabody to come and assist us. So I'm gonna go down here where they are.
All right, yeah, you head over to Peabody and Gideon, and there, I guess, Peabody's got the mallet and he's examining it.
Looking
right?
very innocent. He looks a couple times at the smear of clean finger mark on the gong. Hey,
Seeing him
Peabody.
approaching, you're just gonna hear Gideon go, "Caw-caw."
He's gonna do a Beastmaster.
Oh, yeah. He kind of slides the mallet behind him.
All right. When Donovan approaches and gets to them, Peabody, I need you to come and help me and Bramble. We might have figured something out, but we need 4 of us. Gideon, I would like for you to stay here and keep watch of where we came from, and on these doors.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
He will stand up and he will follow Donovan, but he will pass the mallet off to Gideon as he does.
Okay.
Gideon's gonna hold it with both hands out in front of him, like he's just been given Excalibur itself.
I like it.
So do we see anything on the walls? Any carvings? Anything in
Yeah,
here?
so you examine these northernmost walls just beyond the altar, and they're unadorned. So it's ancient but nicely done stonework. There are some grooves cut out in these like triangular areas, but there's no murals here. There's no symbols. There's nothing else you can see of any kind of importance.
No holes that spikes can shoot out of.
No holes, nothing like that.
Okay. So Bramble will say, "Here, look at this. You see this here, right? This button." And Gideon will go and like he's going to touch it, but Bramble will grab his hand and pull him away, saying, "Not yet." And you just stand right here in front of this one. And so Peabody will.
Shariel, we're ready to test this out.
Okay. Quickly, she wants to look at this door. Is there anything interesting about this door?
The door to the west is just an iron door, a very plain iron door that is closed.
Okay. You guys aren't worried that we're waking demons or anything, right?
Well, we have good reason to believe that the last statuette piece is here, so...
It's true. Okay.
If we want, I could try to sense its presence with my treasure hunting instincts.
Oh, that's a good idea, Uncle. See if it's right here.
Can I try that, Jason?
Yeah, so
Let me
does
spend...
your treasure
3.
hunter require willpower points?
Yeah. Sure, yeah, it requires 3. How do I...
If you click the skill, it should automatically remove the points, I would imagine. Or like initiate you to like be able to use them.
It just tells me what it is. Oh, I bet I need to go to... No, not there.
It might be on your front page. Not in your skills.
Let me see really quick.
There it is,
You
yeah.
got it? Okay.
That's, yep. Thank you. Activate ability.
So you spend 3 willpower points to activate Treasure Hunter, and immediately you sense that there is something quite valuable. Right? Like it feels like it's inside this altar. It's emanating. You don't know if it's the altar itself or if it's something on the inside, but there is some kind of sense you have of a great treasure inside.
This is definitely... This has got to be the last statuette piece. We only needed how many, you said? 4?
Yeah, you guys have 3, yeah.
Right.
I'm willing to try. We will deal with whatever happens afterwards.
On the count of 6, we press the buttons in.
6. Okay. I don't know.
I can't count that high. What number?
Okay.
He looks at his fingers.
All right, we'll count to 4. Can you count to 4, Peabody?
Yes.
All right, so I'll start with the first number, then Sherry will get the second number, and then Bramble will get the third, and then you say the 4.
Yes. I like this game.
Okay. Ready? 1.
Ooh.
3. 4.
Press.
And he presses it.
All right, you guys all press, and the stone gives in, and it depresses, I don't know, a few inches inside, I guess. And then nothing happens. But then a moment later, as you guys are holding these stones in, just waiting, something must happen. You hear this sliding sound of stone on stone. And I guess Peabody and Bramble, you are the closest to it. So it appears to be coming from the back, I guess the topmost back diamond point, let's call it, of this altar.
We'll turn to see.
Yeah, and if
We
you look
both
down,
turn at the same time
yeah.
to see it.
So you look down and you see that there is a part of the altar has moved down, and there's a hole in there, And in the faint light right here, you can see that it appears to be, it looks like a face. A very unadorned face. So you see these dark black eyes, and you see like a pale, vaguely humanoid, very crudely hewn representation. There's no mouth hole, no nose holes or anything like that, but it appears to be a vaguely humanoid face in there.
Like right here?
It's in the altar itself, so it's like
Okay.
right back here, yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Pale white face.
you
We'll
get
step back.
Yeah, okay, you step
from-
back. Okay.
Yeah, so that everybody can come in and take a look at it.
That's some Nuke's top 5 shit there, if I ever heard of it.
So, yeah, are the rest of you inspecting, or how close are you getting? I guess just describe to me how you guys are approaching this, because it is, you guys have the torchlight blazing. Now that you're kind of facing it more or less, you can see that it looks like to be like maybe made of stone or something. It's kind of hard to tell from this distance, but you can get closer and inspect it if you'd like.
Yeah, Donovan will approach it and he'll say, what has you boys spooked so much?
There's a face in there. Somebody's face.
Somebody's face.
A face. And I'll take a good look inside.
All right, you kind
this.
of, I guess you don't need to kneel very far. You're pretty sure you're a dwarf, so you see it. And upon closer inspection, it looks to be a mask that is tilted upright, facing outward, facing toward you, kind of leaning up against, slightly leaning up against the back stone wall of this altar. 2 eye holes. That's about it. And now that you're this close, it kind of looks like stone, but you have a keen enough eye to notice that it almost appears to be made of bone.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you start to see imperfections. It almost looks like it's been carved from like maybe a large beast of like, maybe like a hip bone or something like that. But it's like one piece carved. You do see like striations and wear and tear and stuff, but it appears to be made of bone.
Pick it up, Uncle. See
Oh,
if you
yes.
can lift it.
It's intriguing looking, for sure. Yeah, Donovan kneels down and he's carefully looking, kind of feeling it out in his mind. Doesn't mean it's a bone mask, but it might be what leads us to the statue piece. So he picks it up.
Okay, yeah, you pick it up. It's very light. But nothing happens other than you picking it up and holding it in your hands.
There's nothing else inside of the space, just that
No,
mask.
yeah, just the mask only, yeah.
Is there a way to try to like sense if there's anything magical about it?
Yeah, I'll say I can give you some time and you can kind of sit with it. And you don't have any kind of spells or anything that allow you to identify things?
I do not.
That might be a Gideon thing. Not spells, but like research.
Yeah, I think he knows more about monsters though and lore, right, Gideon?
He has.
Or do you have some kind of book?
He has the book
I've
of
got-
like villains and heroes though.
Ancient heroes and villains, but I think it was didn't we assign something to it, like a certain skill to it already?
Yeah, I think it was like myths and legends, right? You'd
Yep.
roll, yeah.
Okay.
But anyone can, I guess if you want to sit with it for a time, Donovan, and feel its vibe, we can do that. And then I guess I'll say it's going to take like a shift of time for you to sit down and examine it fully and kind of see if there's anything up with it. So if anybody else wants to do anything in the meantime while he's studying it, you guys can.
A whole shift? Isn't that like
Shit, did I get it backwards? It's the short one.
a stretch?
Yeah, sorry, stretch. Not a shift, a stretch. So like 15 minutes ish.
While you're checking that out, can is anybody else hurt besides Peabody? Peabody is actually looking at it.
Oh, he's like
It's
halfway.
like he's half down.
Yeah, he's half
Can
down.
he take a? Can
Yeah.
he take a stretch rest?
Yeah, yeah. Just as a reminder, you can only do that once per shift, so
Okay.
or per day. So
Yeah, he'll
it's,
kind of.
okay.
He's gonna. I think he'll like not sneak, but he'll kind of just walk down back over to where Gideon is sitting or standing,
Okay.
and he's gonna go and kind of sit down and kind of and rest and not do anything besides that.
Okay. That sounds good.
Gideon
then-
will hand back the mallet. I made sure no one touched it, except for me.
Thank you.
And why don't you roll me a just give me a raw intelligence roll, Donovan, as you're
Sure.
studying this thing.
I recovered 1 hit point.
What? Oh man.
You gotta be kidding
Donovan
me.
rolled an 18, everybody, if you're listening on the podcast. Meaning he failed, even though his intelligence is 17. So you can push the roll if you'd like and take a condition, but up to you.
I will, and I'm gonna be
Angry? No, that's intelligence. You don't want to be angry. You don't want this to piss you off because you need that ability score.
Yeah, I will be scared though, because I don't like that it's a bone mask.
Okay.
Trying to
That
pick
makes
more
sense.
of a
No,
role
no.
play reason.
Yeah. So
Uh,
maybe you're seeing horrific things in the face, in this face as you do it. So you roll an 11 as a success. So even though you are fearful, you do detect there are magical things. So before I describe all that stuff, does anybody else want to do anything in the time that Donovan's studying?
So we could take a stretch rest, you said?
Stretch rest, or you can go like investigate. You can basically do whatever you want in the amount of time that he's checking out the mask.
I'm gonna
hit the
do
gong.
Yeah. I'm gonna just rest.
Ooh,
All right.
Okay, you got three willpower points back and 1 condition.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yep, I was muted, of course. I think that Bramble is gonna go check out this door to this room that looks like it changes the shape of the room, like it sticks out.
Over here? Or sorry.
No,
Oh, no,
this
down
door,
here,
yeah.
down here. Gotcha. Okay. So you take a look at this door, and this door is it's a very narrow door. It is made of iron like the other one Sariel discovered, but it's not as wide as that one. It's not as wide as a door you might pass through that might lead to a chamber or something. So it's narrow. Do you want to open it, or do you want to just examine it?
I'd like to examine it.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, it's pretty ordinary. It's old. It's been here a long time, but yeah, it's I would say roughly maybe like 2/3 the width of a standard door. So it's a little narrower. You're not sure if maybe this is like a supply closet or some other kind of narrow passageway or something. But
Yeah, I don't think he wants to open anything that's where like everybody else is resting or doing other things. He'll wait until at least one other person is around.
gotcha.
But he does like more than that. He also wants to like look and see if there's anything that stands out as a trap or anything like that on the door. Like he's not great at looking for that kind of stuff, but looking.
Well,
he's
no,
looking for
yeah.
something more obvious.
Yeah, you can take the time and inspect it carefully and in detail, and yeah, you don't notice anything that stands out to you as far as like a trap being triggered or some kind of something nefarious might happen if you open the door or something or touch it.
Okay, well that's what he'll spend his 15 minutes doing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, seems okay. What about Gideon? Is Gideon doing anything? Hitting the gong.
Oh, I was muted. Oh, he's so tempted. I'm just gonna do a stretch rest.
Okay, get some willpower back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So time passes. You do, like I said, Donovan, detect some magical properties. And meta-wise, you you find out that the mask actually protects the wearer with Protector, which is a spell you know of, power level 2, and also Permanence. And it draws willpower from you.
I have to look up permanence. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that either. I mean, I haven't looked it up, but yeah. So that is what you discover about this thing.
I'm not gonna imagine what it does, but
Permanence,
okay.
let's see. The ritual is combined with another spell and makes it permanent. Okay, this costs the mage 1 point of willpower permanently, or will permanently. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, the power level of permanence must be equal to that of the spell being made permanent. Okay, so it just, all it does is make a spell permanent. Interesting.
But that's great.
Hmm.
Because if I cast Protector and then also Permanence, it makes Protector permanent on someone.
That's crazy.
Do you have anything or know of a spell that can like up your speed? Like
Yeah.
up the speed of an older fellow who doesn't move very fast?
That's a good question.
Or reverse your age a bit.
Something like that? I don't know.
There's no reverse because remember I rolled
I know.
demons and so I'm
Dude,
permanently forever old.
I can't believe that, man. That's so crazy.
I should have died, bro. Thank goodness there's no rules as written for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's really neat. What's the catch?
So you do feel drawn to it as you're looking at it. You know, you flip it over in your hands and you think that the permanence aspect of it is somewhat of a property attuned to it.
Oh,
In
like the
that,
mask don't come off.
Yeah, there might be some trouble taking the mask off. Not that it's impossible. You feel as if it's possible to take it off, but might be difficult.
Okay. Well, I, for the sake of brevity, kind of relay that to everybody as we're kind of all sitting
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So this mask could be of great use to us. However, I am afraid of its
Permanence.
setbacks. Yes, its permanence.
Okay. Everybody kind of nods. Peabody and Bramble both kind of like, okay.
Okay, as you guys are sitting here having this discussion, the torch is crackling. You hear this. It almost feels like an earthquake at first. That's what you think it is. So the ground starts to rumble, quake. And then you become attuned to what's going on, actually. And you distinguish, particularly you, Gideon, you hear a ferocious roar coming from, it feels like the floor itself or below the floor, but it's shaking the stonework, and then it slowly dies out.
Did everybody else hear that, or just Gideon?
No, everybody else heard that. But what I mean is, Gideon, like, you really attuned to it because you are, you know, a monster hunter.
Guys, monster!
So roll me, Gideon. Roll me a beast lore, please.
Ooh.
I think whenever everything started rumbling, Peabody like backed up against the wall, like looking at the floor. May have peed a little. May have.
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit of
Oh,
pee.
we need
Power up.
I was gonna say if you ever have a merch store, you gotta have a Peabody peeing. Remember the Calvin stickers where he was like peeing on the...
Oh, I do need to make that damn merch store. You're right.
That
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. A goblin.
I need that for my car.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. So
Have him peeing on a D20.
there you go. Yeah, having peeing on a dragon or a demon. So you hear this roar. Gideon rolled a 9, which is a success for his beast lore. And Gideon, you recognize this roar. You've never actually heard it in real life, but you've heard it through, let's say, magical demonstrations, recreations of some sort, as you kind of have educated yourself throughout the years about monsters. And while it's not precise, there's something about it that's twisted. So you are pretty damn sure it is a manticore. So does the roar coming from a manticore. But something's a little bit off with it. Seems a little twisted, a little corrupted, something. But it could be the floor itself because it seems to be coming from beneath you. Could be something else entirely. But if you would put money on manticore if you were a betting frog. Maybe you are. I don't know.
Gideon's, he's going to look down. That puddle wasn't there before. Guys, something's wrong.
No, it was there for sure. It was there. I saw it when we walked in.
You always have my back, Biba.
And they always will.
Does it seem like the floor's moving still?
No, the floor is not moving. The floor is settled. The quaking, has stopped. The sound has stopped. So silence is here again, with the exception of the crackle and hiss of your torches. Nobody's rushed through the doors. Nothing else is going on that you can spot. So everything seems to have returned to normal.
I think Bramble might look at the door again and say, perhaps we should think about if we need to get out of this room quickly. Some of these other doors. We should see what's behind them, perhaps.
I agree. Let's see what's the one closest to you.
It's a very thin door. It looks different from the others. Do you want me to try it? It does not appear to be trapped at all.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And he will open this door right here.
All right. You can click on that door and open it in Foundry. Okay. So you open it and you see a spiral staircase leading down, down, down. And it's a very narrow passageway, obviously as wide as the door. But all of you guys can fit through fine, if you'd like.
Uncle, we don't have to jump down that hole. We can just go walk right down the stairs. This is good news.
That is an option, but it doesn't. It seemed unusual to me and Shariel, like there was something off about what was going on below. Isn't that right, Shariel? Wasn't it like you smelled death?
Yes, I heard some strange sounds.
Yeah, and Gideon, if you're standing right by that pit still, you can hear, again, the sound of like lumbering footsteps and this just like rattly kind of sigh, wheeze kind of thing coming from that pit where you are standing there.
Does it sound human-esque at all?
Yeah, I would say humanoid, potentially. Like it doesn't sound like it's coming from a snake or some kind of other creature that you can tell, but humanoid, I'll say.
He's gonna kind of poke his head down a little bit down the hole and kind of whisper, "Hello?"
So it's pitch black, unless you want to light a torch and look down or have somebody else come over.
Who had a torch?
I think Donovan does. I think Serial does. Okay.
Who are you talking to, Gideon?
I think there's someone down there.
You heard someone
I hear
talking.
Breathing.
Gideon says there's someone down there. We should help them.
Donovan's such a good guy.
Uncle, that whatever is down there probably does not need our help. That's I don't think that this is a good idea at all.
Gideon says he hears breathing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, it's probably it's probably whatever wants to eat us. Whatever is protecting this tunnel.
Well, this sounds like different breathing. This doesn't sound like monster breathing. At least not like that monster. I've heard nothing like that monster before.
The statuette piece could be down there.
We should try the other doors first. Maybe just look. I think that one probably goes out to that courtyard that we saw.
Yeah, you guys
He
can
points
look
over
if you'd
that
like. I mean, you could tie a torch to a rope or hold the torch down or whatever you want. Like it's you can tell it's sort of a you can't tell how far the drop is, but you're perceiving sound coming at you, so you can tell it's not like a bottomless pit or anything like that. Maybe it's a floor drop, something like that. Let's say, 10 to 15 feet ish.
I also want to drop a friendly reminder, even for myself, that if we ever think a door is too sketchy, I do have the open close spell, so I can open and close doors from 10 meters away.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
As you get close, you see, if you look over at him, Peabody is like testing his swing. He's just kind of like, not hitting it, but he's like, and if he sees you coming, he will stop.
One of these days it's gonna happen.
What?
Nothing. Let's I'm interested in the door that Shariel was at earlier. I forgot how to do the little clicky clicks.
Yeah, she is too.
Oh, you're
She's
going to walk
That
over
one.
that door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I agree with Bramble. The one that's to the south is probably just going to go into that hallway where there was like living vines and stuff. Or
And
no,
you
that was
guys
on the
aren't looking
outside.
down on the pit then, right?
No.
Okay. All right, so you make your way over to this iron door. Like I said, it's unadorned. Looks very similar craftsmanship to the one that was to the southeast, leading to the spiral staircase.
If it doesn't look like it's trapped, we should open it and see what's behind that door.
All right, I'll do it.
All right.
I'm gonna have my dagger in one hand. I'm gonna open it with the other hand.
Okay. So you can click the door. The door easily pushes open, and it opens up into a very small passageway. 4 meters across in length, and there's another door at the other end. But there's nothing on the walls, nothing on the floor, nothing on the ceiling. It appears to be a simple passage.
Perhaps this is a perfect time to use my magic to open that door ahead of us.
Heck
Oh.
yeah.
That's a good idea. That way, if there's something bad there, we can just close this door really quickly.
Precisely.
I love
Or-
it. Nope. Close the door.
If opening that door, it just seems, why have a door, such a small hallway, and then a door? I feel like it's a trap.
Great.
So I will cast that spell or magic trick.
Oh, nice. So it takes willpower points, but you don't have to roll.
Yeah.
So
Takes-
how are
yeah,
you?
just
Tell me
one.
how you're opening this door. Are you deciding to use this magic trick to fling it open, to slowly open it?
When I use open close, Donovan, raises his staff. Because I do animism. So you see like these like light vines outreach from the staff
Oh,
with like
cool.
sprouting glowing flowers, and it wraps around the handle, and I pull it pulls it open that way.
Oh, so it's actually physically touching it. You're having these vines grow out, blooming flowers. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty sight. So, Sariel, you see this. The door opens, and you see a chamber. And what catches your eye, I guess, Sariel, you're kind of, I don't know how you guys are positioned, but Serial looks like you. Did you move to the side to let Bramble or to let Donovan do this, or is
Yeah,
he kind of
probably, but I'm keep listening.
So Donovan, then I guess, and Serial, you two see a passageway open up. There's a door in the distance, another very narrow iron door that looks very similar to the one that Bramble just opened. But in this room, you see, you can't quite see the ceiling. It seems very tall, but there's a strong scent of iron and rust in here, and you see that some of these vines have crept in through the stone walls. But you see something even more interesting than that. It appears that there's bones, large bones, kind of a carcass of something perhaps, that died long ago. You're just catching a glimpse of it right at the edge of your torchlight. But it's on the floor on the north wall, near the north wall. But other than that, that's all you see.
Hmm.
I think Bramble will warn them about the vines. Be careful, those vines. Those are not good plants. They tried to attack us when we were outside. If it is the same ones, so just be careful.
Yes. I will. I'll venture through with my light.
Okay,
Just a little
so you're
further.
going to walk in. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So you move in, and yeah, the scent of rust and iron becomes overwhelming to you, and you get a better look at this strange carcass lying on the floor. You can't quite identify it. You can tell it's not human whatsoever. There's these giant ribs lying there. There's a strange skull. There's a tail. There's some legs, things like that. But it looks like it's been here for a very long time. And you see, like I said, directly to the west is a narrow iron door. And there's also a door to the south you can see.
Bramble will want to go in as well.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of
He'll
room.
kinda-
Like it's a it's not a huge room, but you guys can all fit in there.
Looking at the bones, is there anything else there? Anything, maybe a weapon that killed the whatever the creature is, or?
No, yeah, you spent some time looking through this the remains of this creature, and there's some flesh that's been just completely desiccated and dried over the bones. Not much of it, just patches here and there, but there's no weapons, there's no other items of any kind that you find.
This door, it looks like the other one. It's thin like it. I wonder if it's also has a stairway behind.
Well, let's open it.
Bramble runs right over and opens it.
Okay, you run right over
Is
to
this,
this
it was this
door.
one, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
You try to open it, and it doesn't open.
Oh,
It appears to be locked.
let's see. It will not open.
It's stuck.
It's locked or stuck? Can I tell the difference?
Feels, yeah, there's a little bit of give, and then you can feel like there's some kind of mechanism like preventing it opening. So yeah, definitely locked.
Okay. It is locked. There's some there. It looks like the lock is engaged.
Well, it's better than trapped.
That's true.
Ooh. Can your tools open it up? Can you just I'm your blacksmith, take the door apart.
That's how it works. Yes. And what is the roll? What is the?
So, you guys, if you have any kind of tools like lockpicks or something, you can try to pick the lock.
I have blacksmithing tools.
You have
I'm
blacksmithing
not sure
tools?
if that would. Yeah, I'm not sure if that would qualify.
And just as a reminder,
Doors have HP, right?
correct. That's what I was just going to remind you. So in Dragonbane, all items have HP. So you can damage this door to break it down if you'd like as well. Make
We
a
don't
big
want to be
noise, most
loud. Is that
likely,
right? Yeah. We can try the other door and see. Although If it just opens up back into the courtyard, then those vines are not very happy inside there.
Donovan looks around and he seems slightly panicked. So, where's Peabody?
Gong. That would have been hilarious.
Only for me because I actually. Oh, there he is. I see him.
Yeah,
now.
he's over by. He's in the other room.
Yeah,
That's
he's-
where his token
By
is,
the
yeah.
gong.
Yeah.
I legit could not see him. I was like, wait, where did he go?
Peabody has disappeared. Okay. I didn't open the door. Somebody?
Not me. There,
Okay.
we close it back.
Okay. I was like, did somebody on the other side of the door open the door?
I didn't touch it.
Okay.
Somebody must have clicked it. Yeah.
The ghost clicked it.
He'll go up to that door and just open it just to see what is on the other side of it.
So you open it and you see a very short passageway that leads to another gate-like door that's closed. It's partially obscured by vines though. But these vines, they don't seem to be coming at you, but you do get a little bit of a fright. You're like, oh shit, more vines. But yeah, they're just kind of growing into the room, partially obstructing a passageway southward.
All right. Well, here is what I think. I don't want to really go this way,
Mm-hmm.
but there might be something good behind this door. But if we have to break it, then it's going to be very noisy. Maybe we could check some and see if there's any other options before going to that. Now, remember, I did hear voices when we were outside. So somebody is around. Somebody said something.
It's probably the breathing that Gideon heard in the pit.
I knew there was somebody down there.
Oh, probably. Well, what do you all think? What should we do?
I think.
What if we... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go.
What if we hit the gong, and then that will be enough noise to
Whoa.
distract?
That's what Peabody was waiting for.
Yeah, maybe if the gong is hit, someone will come to this door and unlock it to see what happened.
This is not a good plan, guys. I don't think Gideon should even be near that gong by himself. What are we doing?
That's absolutely true.
He is definitely going to hit it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have self-control, and you see his hands just kind of shaking.
Well, you or Peabody, either you, Gideon, or Peabody, you were both. I don't know. You were looking at that thing for a very long time.
It's just so shiny and round, gong-like.
All right. Well, hi, Serial. What do you think we should do?
Oh,
Kind of want to check out that other door on the little stairway.
Which one? The one by the one in the larger chamber?
This one
The-
goes down?
Yeah, that's a spiral staircase leading down. Yeah.
Mm. Yes. It kind of seems like we hit gong or we go downstairs.
I vote gong.
Peabody also is like, yes, if I have a vote, I will. I think we should hit the gong. And Bramble's like, no, this is not a good idea. We should not.
I mean, if we're going to hit the gong, we might as well hit the door and unlock it.
Maybe we should just check what's down the stairway first before we make all this noise.
Yes, I like this. Just a little peeks.
Yes, we go down just a little ways. Maybe not the whole way.
Yes.
Okay.
All
so
right.
you guys want to head down?
Yep. Donovan's really curious about that door, but they're making much more sense. You know, the path with least resistance and all that.
Should I stay here and watch the gong?
No, Peabody, you should come with us.
He walks away, like but not breaking eye contact with the gong.
Peabody,
Yes.
please hand me that mallet.
What? I don't want to.
We have to put it back with the gong.
All right. He'll walk over and like sadly set it down in the same spot, like the dust outline of it.
He's got to
He'll put
get
it back in the same.
He's got a
exact
little
spot.
OCD. It's
Reaffixes the cobwebs that were torn away.
Yeah.
that mallet. If it comes to hitting that gong, you should really hit it with the axe.
Oh, I don't want to break it. I just want to make it. I want to hear what it sounds like. Okay, I will leave it there. But you promise if somebody is going to hit that gong, it's me.
Promise.
Deal. And he will happily skip over too.
Okay, so you guys are heading down the spiral staircase. Let me know, what is the marching order? Is it Sariel in the lead?
Looks like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I think
Torch. Okay, so you make your way down on these stone stairs. It's getting colder and colder and colder the further you go.
Down,
And-
down.
Yeah, down Goblin Town. So after about a single flight of stairs, you come to another iron door, very similar to the one you entered. And it
So
was
many
closed.
iron doors.
But that's it. No passageway or anything. You were face to face with an iron door.
Well, we've come all this way.
we might as well just take a peek and see what's inside this door, right?
It's okay. I'm gonna try to open it.
Okay. It opens, and I guess I can't fit all of you guys in this little area, so
What kind
I'll
of
just
monster did you say
describe it.
Gideon heard roar?
Manticore.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's the really small and cute cuddly one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just tiny. Yeah, cat-sized.
That's why it sounded off.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, there we go.
So, Sariel, you open the door, and you see a very vast and very dark hall. And you catch glimpses of more of these pillars that are supporting the ceiling that you've seen in other chambers here. But there's archways here. So you see that these pillars, the top of these pillars, connecting these pillars is an archway going throughout this entire room. And you hear a scratching sound coming from the distance. The darkness and the distance.
So I can't see till the end of the hallway.
So it's a massive room. So you open the door and you see this massive room open up before you, a huge chamber, even
And we
larger
just
than
went
the
down-
one you came into.
Okay.
You just
Oh,
went down one floor.
one flight.
Yep, one flight. Open the door. You're peeking through,
The
holding
door's-
your torch out.
The door is facing like the room we were just in, right?
Yeah,
Or the-
so it's a spiral. So you went in a circular manner and you ended up basically in the same spot, but one level down.
Mhm.
Can we see the hole in the ceiling?
Ceiling.
fr-
Roundabouts.
about like right there.
No, you don't. So you don't see a hole. Where she's standing, actually, like I said, you see this massive room open up. And I guess, yeah, you'd be able to see on the southern area, the southern wall, there is a door, another door there. It's closed. But yeah, you hear this scratching sound and this padding around the room in the distance, just out of the reach of your torch.
Padding. I don't like the sound of that. Sounds manticore-y.
Big beans.
Yeah. Toe beans. Uh, I don't know about this big dark room. I think maybe we go try to open other door.
That is, if we are out of options, if we don't want to check this, then yes, I guess it's time to make some noise.
Gone.
Somebody tell Peabody.
Are you saying it's almost time? I am so excited.
I'm gonna shut
Hmm.
the door if nobody wants to do anything. Well, I'm just gonna shut it while we talk.
Okay.
Are we
Quiet.
on a different map yet, or are we still on the same
No,
map?
I didn't move you guys in a map because I can't fit all your tokens in one little square.
Oh, okay.
So I was just describing it. But if you guys choose to walk out into the room that Serial's looking into, I can move you to another map. Yeah, but like it's a vast chamber. These hexagonal kind of pillars are stretching toward these arched ceilings. It's even bigger than the room you're in, or the room you were in. And there is to the north is just darkness. Serial can not even really see across the room. It's so big. And then to the southward area, there is a door on the southern wall.
Perhaps one or two of us could look to see what's in here while the others try to get the other door open.
Split the party.
The old split the party.
Yeah.
You know how you casted this light on my torch? Could you possibly cast light on my arrow and I shoot the arrow and we see what's over there before we go over there?
I certainly could. If you'd like.
Would be a little curious.
So it'll cost me 1 willpower. No roll, it's a magic trick. And I will cast light on one of her arrowheads. What color do you want it to be?
Brightest color you have.
All right. Bright light. It's a good color.
Okay.
Peabody says, "How about yellow?"
That's your favorite color, Peabody? That makes sense.
Yeah, it is.
It makes sense.
I make it bright as the yellow sun.
Nice. So where are you shooting this arrow, Serial?
So I hear the padding coming from where?
From the north.
The north.
Northern part of the room. Yeah.
Which
And
is
there are like there are pillars, so you could, dash out and hide behind a pillar, and
yeah.
you could do that
The
too. You don't
north
have to
is
stay in the
where-
doorway.
North is where that like altar was in the room above.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. In the room above, yeah.
She's gonna shoot north.
Just randomly north.
Mm,
So let's see. This room is where you're standing. I'll just tell you. So it's 16 meters across to the opposite wall, headed to the west. And if you want to shoot it north, yeah, you just see darkness basically.
she roughly knows like what the pattern of the pillars is, though, right? So she could try to avoid.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. It seems like there's a pattern. Yeah, you don't know how many there are heading north, but yeah, the pillars themselves are moving from north to south or south to north in this room. So it's very similar than the one you guys were just in with the altar. That kind of configuration.
Yeah. She's gonna aim for what she thinks would be the altar.
Okay, so you aim in that direction. You fire the arrow. I won't make you roll because it's just doesn't really matter. And you see the shadows are being like thrown all over the walls from the pillar as your arrow goes down, and you see some gigantic thing at the northernmost end of this chamber, and it turns around as this arrow flies over its head, and you see these eyes just illuminate. You see a mouth full of razor sharp teeth. It's oddly humanoid and oddly cat-like. And you see these wings flare out.
Oh,
So
it's
it appears as if this is what Gideon identified. But it snarls at you and then begins to bound in your direction.
okay, before I close the door in that second that I see what's over there, do I see any like other altar? Like a mirror?
No, you didn't see anything. You saw pillars all the way down. You saw you were kind of focused in that northern area, and there was just kind of prowling around the northernmost wall was this massive creature, wings, twisted humanoid-like face, but also kind of cat-like.
Okay. But no other like structures. Because she
No.
remembers
Just a
Donovan
wall.
saying that he felt some powerful force right under there. So she's
So you know what? Why don't you roll me an awareness roll, and I'll give you like, if you succeed, I'll give you like a better description, because I feel like this would all happen like in a split second, and then you see this monster, so it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But if you succeed on the roll, I'll give you a couple other little more details. So yeah, with the 2, you succeed. So you notice that on the western wall, about halfway through the entire length of this room, is a slightly half-opened iron door. So it's slightly ajar. You can't see inside or anything like that. You know, you're catching this in a split second. And then also there is to the northwest corner of the room is another iron gate. And there is a relief on this gate of a flame.
Okay. All right, she's gonna push everyone back and shut the door.
Okay, you shut the door, it closes, you hear this boom, boom, boom,
Just then go, go, go.
huge roar, and you hear, you know, the as you guys like push your way back up the spiral staircase, you hear just this thunderous slamming down below.
This thing was bigger than the door, right? Like it couldn't fit through that narrow little door.
You didn't see it, but
Okay.
but yeah.
What was
I
it?
mean...
What did you see?
It was a giant creature, big teeth, humanoid, fangs, claws. Probably whatever was making that awful sound earlier.
So Gideon, as she's rattling off these descriptors, you're like, Manticore! Yeah, I mean, it totally comes together for you.
Guys,
Yes.
I think it's a cyclops.
Are you messing with us?
Yeah. No, it's a manticore for sure. We're gonna die.
What
And
do you
wing.
know about them? Do they have any weaknesses? Is there anything that we can? Do they not like gongs?
So, yeah, do manticores have weaknesses? that
Do
Gideon would
manticores
about?
know anything? You know, I don't know. Let me check really quickly here if there's anything that you would have known about these things. So, you know, they're extremely ferocious, flesh-hungry beasts. Let's see. Yeah, human-like faces. No, there's nothing that you remember about being any kind of weakness or anything like that.
Absolutely no weakness at all.
Can a manticore speak, Gideon?
No, you know that despite their strangely humanoid faces, you've never heard of them being able to speak.
They're not one for conversation, at least that I know of.
Well, all right then.
Well, now
Seems we
should-
have but one way to go.
Yes, we should try to get through that door, the locked one. Although it does make me think, if I was going to hide a piece of something very valuable, like a statue, wouldn't I put the manticore in between it and the people trying to take it?
Yes, probably. And there were other doors down there. There was an iron gate and a door.
Yeah, there was a slightly ajar door to the west, and then to the northwest corner of the room, beyond where the manticore was an iron gate that had a relief of a flame on it.
Yes, and we all know what reliefs mean here.
Yeah. Oh, and then also, sorry, to the south, there was a door as well, another iron door, closed.
That was
So 3 doors, 3
normal
other
size?
doors. Yeah, normal sized door, yeah.
Well, that door must lead to where this pit falls into.
That's true.
We could try running across really fast and make it through that door you describe as ajar, Serial. It's already open.
Yes. It seemed quite fast though. And we've lost the element of surprise, so
We have other elements of surprise. I could blast it as soon as we open the door.
They'd never expect for us to hit the gong.
what threw something through the hole and distract it? Or maybe we could hit it from the hole.
What if we throw down one of our torches to see what is at the bottom of the hole? Maybe there's a gate. Oh, well, something on the other side of the door besides a room. I will sacrifice my torch, or I can light my torch and then at the handle end tie a rope to it and lower the torch down.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Noxious gases could blow us all up. Sounds like... No, they wouldn't get that deep with it.
Okay, I don't have a rope.
Oh, let me see if
If
I
anybody has one. I can
Someone's
try
got to
that.
have a rope, right?
I do not have a rope either, Bramble.
We've used up all our rope in the past.
I forgot to buy rope.
We are not
I have bandages.
prepared.
All right, I will light my torch and I will drop it down.
Okay. So you're just going to drop the torch into the darkness? Okay.
I am.
So you drop it down. It falls about a floor down.
Okay.
And it illuminates these stone walls as it drops. And then it falls on right next to an individual, a cloaked individual, lying there on their stomach with their arms splayed as if they had fallen down into this pit. But you also see the floor is just strewn with debris and bones and stuff. And you see that there are these skeletons shuffling about. And they kind of look up and hiss at you, and you can tell that's where the sound was coming from. So all these black sockets of these skeletons seem to be focused on the, above for a second, and then they kind of start milling about slowly in this chamber.
Ugh.
Told you somebody was down there. They're dead already.
I'm glad nobody fell down, right, Uncle?
Yes, absolutely.
So
Is everybody
we're running
looking
on-
down, or is it just Bramble?
Sarah is too.
Okay. Why don't you guys roll? Whoever's looking down, roll me an awareness roll.
Everyone who's looking down?
Yeah, if everyone. Yeah, anyone who's looking down into this pit. So, okay, so that is a success for Serial. Well, that's a lot of dice. Bramble failed with a demon. Yikes. Donovan succeeded with a 14. So all of you guys are looking down at this body that's fallen there, the skeletons that are kind of slowly milling about.
Mm-hmm.
But you see something strange. So this body that appeared to be dead, and it could just be a trick of your eyes, but it appears that there is a slow rise and fall of the back. So this is like a cloaked figure black cloak lying on its stomach, and you see subtle movements that might indicate life. But it's lying, this person is lying, it seems, as perfectly still as they possibly can as these skeletons are kind of walking around.
All right, so listen to me, guys. I have an idea. Whenever we go down at some point to encounter this beast, maybe we can open that door as a distraction. The skeletons come running out, and the manticore has to deal with them, and we can maybe, I don't know, be a little stealthier.
What if the skeletons just like this room?
It doesn't look like a very nice room. That's they probably want out. I would want out. Plus, there was that person in there that had the robe, whatever that is. Anything to distract that thing from us would be a good thing.
That is true.
Or they all come after us.
That's true. Then we run back into the little stairway, and we come back upstairs. I've heard that skeletons can climb stairs. Have you heard this?
They can't climb
It's true.
stairs?
They can?
They
They
can.
I
Oh.
don't know. Well, I've been told wrong many times.
I'd only ever
he looks
heard-
over at Peabody. See, I told you. All right. Well, is it time to? And Peabody's like, time to hit the gong.
Well, perhaps we do try hitting the gong.
Hmm.
If-
Perhaps the whole floor falls down.
Oh,
we could wait over here in this hallway. But I see what you're saying, Sherry. Like, you hit the gong, you play the wrong note, and the floor just caves in.
that's
Like
a
in
very good story, Uncle. Where would you hear something like this?
there's a book I read called Goonies long ago.
You probably had an adventure that was like that as well. That's a great idea. We will go in the temple or inside of this hallway and wait. What are you going to do, though, Peabody? If the floor falls, you will fall as well.
He's quite like a bird, and his bones are so thin and hollow. He'll be fine. He can fall great distances.
Well, now I don't know if I want to hit this gong.
I could go, and with my whip, and well, I could possibly jump to safety.
Wait, can't you stick to walls?
That's spiders. I'm a frog.
Oh,
You
I
did
thought
not know this?
frogs all looked at this, but maybe not.
It's pretty obvious he's a frog.
tree frogs stick on trees.
Yes, I've seen many frogs stick on wall.
If you throw them hard enough, any frog sticks to the wall.
Gideon's gonna back up just a step.
All right.
So I guess, Sariel, you're the closest to this pit still, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So as you're standing here near the pit, hearing these skeletons shuffling around down there, it almost begins to sound like language to you.
Shit.
Can I make out?
Yeah, and you
the-
hear, so you start to turn an ear, listen closely, and you hear, "You close it, destroy it." And these like hissing words enter your ear and into your brain. I need you to roll me a will check.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay, you succeeded with a 14. So you make out these words. Your skin prickles with fear, but you're able to make it out and understand, and you hold your ground.
I heard a sound coming from the hole. Maybe you should stay away.
Oh, that's a good idea. Do we want to hit the gong, or should we try that door first?
Let's try the door for our safety. If we find the statuette piece and we come out of this unscathed, Peabody, I will let you hit the gong on the way out.
All right, I will stay right here. You let me know if I need to come in there or if I should hit the gong.
Very well.
Okay, so you guys are heading
Back into the room
westward.
with
Okay,
the body.
gotcha.
Do I look like? Does it look like I could do anything with my blacksmithing tools to try and mess with the lock?
Yeah, I'll say why not. I mean, what are your blacksmithing tools? Is it just kind of
doesn't have
generic?
a-
It doesn't
yeah.
describe them. It's just kind of generic stuff. So hammers and like tongs,
Hammers,
and
tongs,
weird
yeah,
things like
maybe
that.
chisels or.
Yeah, I'll say yeah, why not? Let's say you can roll me I guess like a
Use
sleight
Master
of hand,
Blacksmith?
or you can. What'd you say?
One of my abilities says Master Blacksmith. I don't know if that's.
And what
Oh,
does
that
it
might be like
say?
judging metal. Like,
Is that what the skill says? Hang on,
That's
let
what
me
I'm
look at your
looking
sheet
up.
really quick. Master Blacksmith. Let me right click on it. Oh, wait. Description. So this ability requires blacksmithing tools. In one stretch, you can sharpen a bladed or pointed weapon at the cost of 3 willpower. Against a sharpened weapon, the armor rating of an item counts as 1 step lower. So basically, it's you honing the blade of a weapon to make
Okay.
the armor worse for the victim.
gotcha. Okay, so I won't do that then.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say if you want to try to use your tools to, I guess, dismantle this. Yeah.
Okay.
Surely he's got one of those.
Crafting?
Yeah, crafting or
Reverse
sleight of
crafting?
hand, whatever, either one of
Reverse
those.
crafting.
Reverse crafting, I know, right?
I'll do.
Yeah.
Crafting
I'm gonna give you.
and see
I'll give you a bane on it too, only because this
That
isn't
works.
your forte. But yeah, I'll let you do the roll.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, you
I'm
can push
not
the
gonna
roll if
push
you'd
it.
like, but that is a fail. You're not gonna push it. Okay.
No. I think the next thing is to try to hit the door with my hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely knock this thing.
He'll try it if everybody is okay, because this is the start of maybe loud noises.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so he'll try and hit the door.
Yeah, why don't you? So you, I'm not going to make you do an attack roll because it's
Okay.
standing right in front of you. But what I want you to do is make me a damage roll to see how much damage this door suffers.
Jeez.
17 points of damage. So you just wind back and boom, you hit this door. It crashes. It almost comes off its hinges entirely. It starts crackling like a tin can. It's not quite off its hinges, and you can't quite get there. So it's probably going to take another hit, at least one.
Okay.
Maybe 2. Okay, so another hit, and that's enough. This thing just, you blow it off its hinges, and it crumples down the staircase. You hear it like going all the way down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you knock the shit out of this thing.
Down a staircase.
Down a staircase. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
what you see. So this door is now open, leading down a staircase. You see parts of the hinges and twisted metal that came off this iron door, like littered on the staircase leading downward.
That's right. This one was a smaller door also.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so Bren will look at everybody else and we'll say it's another staircase that goes down. Should we go and check this as well? Or do we want to try the gong before we do this?
I have a feeling that this stairway goes down, and perhaps this is across the room from where the manticore is.
Hmm. Maybe if we go down, we see if there's a jar door.
If
Yeah.
if the manticore is at the other door, maybe we can see closer to this side of the room. Maybe there is something to see.
This is a good idea.
Serial, would you like to take the lead again with your torch?
Would I? I guess.
Okay, so you, Serial, you start to make your way downstairs, and this is the marching order, so Donovan's right behind, and then
Yeah.
Bramble. So Bramble, right before you stepped away from that southern door, you start to hear this crackling sound. And you look behind you, this way, right here. And where there's this passageway that was obscured by vines, the vines themselves start moving. And you're getting that PTSD again of what happened before. But then you realize the vines aren't moving themselves, but are being moved. And you see these massive dark legs, arachnid legs, start stretching into the room. So you see that they're kind of pulling and tearing away at the briars. It looks like they're trying to get into this chamber.
Can I go up and shut the door very quickly?
Yeah, you can shut the door.
Okay, that's what
So
I'll do.
boom, you shut the door. The door closes, and you hear like this scratching sound on the other side.
Remember when we were talking about spiders before? I saw big spider legs. Big.
I'm so sick of big spiders.
Okay,
Yes,
so okay.
Bad memories from before we first met you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you guys are all
Brought
revved
us
up.
together at least.
That's true.
Yeah, spiders brought us together as a team.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so
so-
Gideon and Peabody, are they just hanging out in the other room?
Yeah, he's guard. I know
They're
that
guarding.
Peabody is guarding the gong. He's gonna stay right there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we were waiting
Okay.
for the gong ahead.
The signal. Okay. All right. So, Serial, you make it all the way down. Let me look at this map really quick here. Okay, you come to an iron door. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Just like the other ones.
Is it a jar?
It is closed.
No.
Did you
So-
see a closed one?
I thought I
Whenever
saw an ajar one down there. Oh,
This one is closed.
many doors, I guess.
See if it opens. If it is unlocked.
All right. I'm gonna peek in.
You're going to open it? Okay, let me move your... where is your... Hang on. Is it right here? All right, I'm going to move your token down. You're going to peek in. I'm just going to activate this.
Activate what?
The scene.
Oh.
Do you not... Maybe you got to relay your torch. There we go.
Ah, this is
So
what I
you're
see.
there. Yeah, you're there. This is what you see. So it opens up into a chamber. And you smell a very musky scent. Almost like that of wild animals. And you see to the south, barely these vines have kind of crept through something in the wall. And to the north, you just barely see at the edge of your torchlight. You can see it right here. These look like they're chains with broken manacles on them.
Does this look anything like the big room that I saw from the other staircase?
Yeah, and so across the room, you see that door that's slightly ajar right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I she likes the idea of us possibly having the manticore distracted on the other side. Thinks maybe this could be a good hideout. So she wants to take a little closer look. So she's gonna take one step in.
Yeah, so you move in and you see more of these chains on the northern wall, and on the southern wall, again, there's these vines that have completely taken over the southern wall as if they're trying to get inside this room. And like I
And
said,
they
across is the... Go ahead.
They look like the bad vines.
Yeah, they look very similar. They look like the vines that have been basically entangling this entire place. They don't appear to be moving, though.
That's good.
Yeah.
Alright, she's gonna take one more step in since nothing bad has happened yet.
Ooh.
Okay. You step all the way inside, and you do see that a slightly ajar door to the east, leading into what you imagine is the chamber with the manticore.
And these chains, do these look like really big? Like maybe they held a manticore at one time?
Yeah, these are large chains that have been broken. That looks like they're designed to hold something larger than a man, or a human, I should say, or elf.
Just
All right.
or mallard.
Or dwarf.
Yeah, there you go.
Or a frog. Okay, she's gonna back up and she's gonna go back to the guys and tell them there is a room before you get to the big manticore room. However, it looks as though manticore was once in this little room, which tells me it can fit through doors, potentially.
The big doors, not the small doors with the stairwells. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it would just open that door and follow us up.
I'll say, Sariel, like, based on your calculations, this manticore probably can't fit through normal doors. So that's a bit of a puzzle for you, I guess.
Okay.
It appears that this room had animal smells, very musky smells, very manticore-esque smells. Something broke from these chains, but it just doesn't quite seem possible this manticore could fit through that door.
Maybe it's whatever this beast was.
Maybe it turned into manticore.
Maybe something consumed this beast. Anyways,
But if we want...
seems there is only one option left to do that we haven't tried yet. I don't want to say I'm as excited as Peabody is, but I've never heard a gong sound.
I do have one more kind of meta question. Well, Sarah's on there. How close was the ajar door to that fire relief and gate?
You mean like distance-wise, I guess? Like as far as it's hang on, I will have to look. It was about halfway, so if you had to guess, you'd say, I don't know, like 30 feet-ish.
Okay.
Wait, I have an idea.
Yeah.
You said there was the ajar door.
Yes.
And then there was the vines and what was it to the south? Vines.
Yeah, it was like these vines that are kind of completely entangled over the southern wall. And to the north were these
shackles on the north.
Shackles, yeah.
Can I go down there and use my treasure thing again to see if it triggers for treasure down there? Perhaps I can at least figure out if there's a statuette piece down there at all.
Yeah, Yeah, you can do that if you'd like. So you're gonna go down and
Yeah, I'm gonna do that really. I'm gonna do that really quick, you guys. Because if I feel like if my treasure seeking magic pulls me back upstairs, maybe we don't even bother with anything down here.
Yes, I like that.
It might be a red herring, as they call it.
I'll go down with him and I'll have my bow out and I'll kind of be covering him when he does this. Kind of
I
point at the ajar door just in case.
okay. So you go down there, Donovan,
Mm-hmm.
and you find the same room, described much as exactly like Sariel described, but you're getting kind of mixed messages. So you use this ability.
Uh-huh.
You feel like from the vine wall, you're sensing something valuable. But also from the northern wall, you're sensing something valuable, but like it's almost like you can't quite tune into the right radio station. You're getting a signal and then losing it, getting a signal, and this is to the north. To the south, you can distinctly sense some kind of valuable thing, but you're getting it bidirectionally.
Wait,
The strange thing is there's no doors that you can see of standing right here.
that's what I was gonna say. The chains and the vines are giving me.
Yeah. So you're kind of, I guess, in the middle of the door, or in the middle of the room, sorry, just kind of looking. And so coming from the south, where the vines are, in that direction, remember that you can just sense direction.
Mm-hmm.
You're sensing treasure, but then the other way to the north, but again, kind of that can't quite get the right radio station static, but there's something also to the north, but there's some kind of disturbance.
Us dwarves, Shariel, as you probably know, are great at finding secret passages and doors that would otherwise seem hidden. Is there any way I could check thoroughly?
Yeah, where do you want to go? Yeah, you can definitely examine the wall.
I'll examine the north wall first, because it doesn't have vines that could kill me on it, right? Just the chains.
Correct. There's just
If the chains come to life, I'm done with this dungeon.
Yeah. So yeah, you walk up to the, and I guess I'll just throw you in there. You walk up to, where's your token at? There we go. So you're in here, walking around. Oh yeah, you got your torch still. I forgot, right?
Yep.
Boom. So you're in this room without a jar. You walk up. You do find something. There's something strange on the wall that seems not quite right. It's an odd pattern just between these shackles. And there's a strange purplish light almost emanating from the cracks in the stone.
So it looks like it could maybe be forced open.
Yeah,
the
it
wall.
looks like you can push it or open it in some way. Yeah.
All right, let's check the south.
Okay, you check the south, and same thing. So you cautiously approach these vines, and they don't attack you, thankfully. And you kind of like start snapping some aside and pushing them away, and you feel something strange here. Another strange pattern on the wall that shows you that it can be open somehow. So both north and south, there's something. However, the one to the north, you see a very, very faint purplish light flickering in the cracks of the stone.
Shariel, you're much faster than me. Please fetch the others. We might be onto something here.
Okay. I will go up and tell them, sorry, the gong action has to be on pause.
You get up there and they hit it.
They're like,
Ding.
Okay, so you go up and gather everybody. Are you bringing them all down? Okay, so you guys all make it down into this room.
tell them to be quiet because this is the manticore door.
Peabody will leave the mallet upstairs. Like,
Yeah, and there's this door that's ajar, right, standing right where Peabody is. So
Can we close it?
yeah, you can close it.
Yeah, let's close that door.
Okay, you close that door. All right. So what's the plan?
Let's come look at this door to the south here. There's like imprints on it or something.
Yeah. Hello, bunny. Cat likes. Hopefully I got that right. Thanks for joining us. We are about to wrap though, but anyway, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. What do you want to do?
Is it like is it similar to the altar? Like, is there an impression? Is it like
No,
a
it just
plate
feels
press?
like something with the wall is not quite the same, that you could just open it, push it or something.
Oh, well, let's push it
Yeah.
open real quick.
Okay.
Give it a little shot.
I
You
gotta
give
see
it a
what's
little
behind the
push
door.
and your torch lights it illuminates this room that is scattered with debris, and there are two ancient wooden chests there. But you see something sitting right on top of them, on top of one of them, Donovan. And that is a very, very interesting looking large book, a grimoire perhaps.
Oh, thank God.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session, everybody.
Oh,
So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you're watching in the future, don't forget to like. And we will continue to explore this strange temple that has all kinds of mysteries apparently next week. So thank you, Patrick, for the system. Thank you, Andreas and Noel, for the tunes. And thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. I gotta find the end stream button. Where is it? There it is. All right, see you guys.